Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel. We are back with another movie reaction. This time we are watching Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. This is obviously the sequel to the original Black Panther movie that came out in 2018, I think. And I already know that this movie is gonna make me cry. I cried during my trailer reactions to this movie. If you're interested in seeing those, pretty easy to find if you just look up Black Panther on the channel or something like that. But I'm like 1000% confident that probably at multiple points in this movie I'm gonna bawl like a little dumb baby, because that's just the way it goes, you know. Chadwick Boseman's passing was very sad when he did die, and when it comes to the first film, I enjoyed it decently enough as a film in itself, but I really enjoyed everything that surrounded it and the movements that it spurred a lot. I think I enjoyed that a lot more than the film, because as someone who has multiple nieces and nephews who are black, it has been really cool that they can see themselves represented on screen in these big heroic roles, and they don't have to wonder, like, can I be a superhero one day? Because they can look up and they can see Chadwick Boseman on screen. Like, my nephew's favorite superhero is Black Panther, and he's only like 6. So I love that he can watch that movie and feel like he is not out of place, if that makes sense. And so the impact that the first movie has had on me has been pretty substantial, and so the passing of Chadwick Boseman was really tough, and seeing like the trailers even just for this movie, it was a little tough to get through. Like, it moved me a lot. So if however they're gonna address that in this movie, I guarantee it's gonna make me cry. I believe Shuri is probably gonna be the main character from everything I've seen, and I'm just really curious how they're gonna progress that story in a meaningful way, like that is like good in terms of a movie, but is also like emotionally cathartic from a real world perspective, if that makes sense. But I don't even know if my niece and nephew have seen this movie yet, but I might have to watch it with them when I have the chance. But needless to say, I'm doing a little bit of rambling and talking before to say that I'm very excited for this movie, and it will make me emotional, not just for the like direct storylines that are happening, but for the outside of the movie connections I have as well. So yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited to jump into it. I'm very excited to cry. And hopefully you guys are excited for me to cry as well. Those videos tend to do fairly well on the channel when things make me sad. So, yeah, I'm very excited. Before we jump into it, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a ton to me. Helps my channel get seen more. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me react to other Marvel films or series or superhero stuff in general. I think from Marvel, I think the earliest Marvel thing I watched on the channel might have been WandaVision? Might have been... Yeah, I think it was WandaVision. So pretty much everything since WandaVision I've watched on the channel. So if you're interested in seeing those reactions, definitely check them out. And then if you're interested in seeing the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That would mean the world. That's linked in the description below. Sometimes I post these videos slightly early on Patreon as well. So if you're interested in that, consider checking it out. But otherwise, let's jump into Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Whew, alright, I'm nervous. Here we go.
Past.
Oh, I thought I did something wrong.
Time is running out. Please allow me to heal my brother of this illness, and I will never question your existence again.
His heart rate is dropping fast. Where are we?
Oh, snap. Okay, so obviously she's gonna fail, I'm guessing.
What is the confidence rate?
25%.
Ooh, that's not high.
This synthetic heart-shaped herb has a minimal chance
Oh,
of
okay.
producing the desired effects.
I don't care.
Minimal chance,
Has
but
to
it's
work.
she's making a synthetic heart-shaped herb because Killmonger burned all the ones before. Oh, he's gone, isn't he?
It's my brother's heart rate.
0.
Your brother is with the ancestors.
Damn, man. I mean, we knew it was happening, but... Celebration. Celebration. We're not sad here. It's a celebration of his life. African culture is so heartfelt. Oof. Ooh. I'm trying to hold it together. I don't want to cry yet. Oh, it makes sense to start with this. I wonder if she blames herself for not figuring out the solution fast enough. I am already feeling it. This is sad music. Oh, and the intro's just all him. 1 year later. United Nations, Geneva, Switzerland.
I believe I speak for all the member states here when I say that I am deeply disappointed in Wakanda's failure.
Odin? Yeah, that's Odin from God of War, Ragnarok.
Ce matériau ne déclenche aucun des détecteurs de métaux connus.
Doesn't trigger metal
C'est une
detectors.
menace directe à la sécurité.
That, low-key, does sound tiny bit dangerous. Wakanda has never necessarily been a culture to needlessly attack others, so you wouldn't really have to worry about them doing stuff. These are French soldiers. They're speaking French.
But we know what you whisper in your halls of leadership and in your military facilities. The king is dead.
Yeah, dang. She's right.
Have lost.
They're like actively trying to steal it right now.
Now is our time to strike.
Oh yeah. Oh, this girl's got fancy knives. Oh. Ooh, the sound design's so good. The Dora Milaje soundtrack, if you could call it a soundtrack, just gets you hyped. God, her costume looks
there was
so
another
cool.
attack on one of our outreach facilities.
Oh, this was last night? Okay. Yo, what a power move. Oh, damn. She's like, you think we're dangerous? Would you like to look at your own men? God damn.
Further attempts on our resources will be considered an act of aggression and met with a much steeper response.
Damn.
The drills seem to make contact with a metallic substance.
Whatever it is, it's solid. I've never seen a drill bit shoot up like this before.
Ooh. Dang. Yeah, that got ripped apart.
Vibranium in the ocean.
Let's go ahead and get the detector
That makes
out
sense
of there.
that it wouldn't just be in Wakanda. Like, even if the majority fell in Wakanda, you have to imagine some would fall in the rest of the general vicinity as it, like, broke apart in the atmosphere. Hey, yo. Who is singing?
What the hell was that?
It's a siren.
It's a phantom jellyfish. I've never seen one this color.
Emergency dive team stand by.
Salazar, we just lost
Jackson's vitals.
I think Jackson just died.
No, he's
Yep.
gone.
Yep, that man's gone. Like, gone. Like, mega gone.
Salazar.
Oh, rip to both of them. Okay. Are these Atlanteans?
What's that sound?
This is, the Feather Serpent God from the trailer. Talo Khan? Or something like that.
Wish you got a visual.
Like, they're not... Oh. Homie. My brother in Christ. That's... You're gonna die. What is this, 1899?
Let's go!
What's going on?
You're about to die, brother. You want to back up. No. Oh, rip to Smitty.
Finish!
Okay, they're strong. Oh, she looks important. She's gonna pull a Night King and just like snipe them out of the air.
Everyone's dead!
What is going on?
We're getting pulled backwards!
Jeez. Oh no, it's Namor. I mean, I'm pretty sure we knew he was gonna be in this movie from the trailers, right? The trailers were a long time ago. But I feel like we knew he was in it. I don't know how much of that is CGI, but it is pretty looking. You operate the shield wall via drumming?
I think that one day artificial intelligence is going to kill us all.
My AI
Probably.
isn't like the movies, mother. Does exactly what I tell it to do.
If AI ends up becoming a villain, also wasn't Ultron an AI? That thing, Ultron literally almost ended the world, Shuri. What are you talking about?
Black Panther is a relic, Mother.
I wasn't trying to save the mantle with the herb. I was trying to save my
She wants to
brother.
retire it. Retire it with her brother. That's an interesting train of thought of like one of them wants to continue the Black Panther and one of them doesn't care.
Do you know what day it is?
Tuesday.
Mirrored a real life conversation people had.
I'm fine, Mother. You don't have to worry about me.
I don't think you're fine.
T'Challa is dead. But that doesn't mean he's gone. I found your brother in the breeze, pushing me gently but firm. Took some time, but he was.
He's still there. Yep.
He wasn't there, Mother. The presence that you felt was just a construct of your mind.
Don't let science get in the way.
The ending of the funeral garments marks the end of the mourning period and the beginning of a new relationship with our loved ones that have passed on.
I'm not doing this, Mother.
Why?
Sit and think about my brother for too long. It won't be these clothes I'll burn. It'll be the world.
She's got a lot of anger inside.
Shore, there's something that I need to tell you about your brother.
What's going on? This is a very dark movie. It's hard to see what's happening. Oh, his little winged feet.
Who are you?
I have many names. My people call me Kukulkan.
Kukulkan. The
My name is
feather
Namor.
serpent god.
The American military detected vibranium under my nation's domain. I was able to stop them from mining it. But we need Wakanda's help to prevent it from happening again.
Vibranium only exists here.
No.
In Wakanda.
Mother, he's covered in it.
He is. Also, like, think realistically. There's no way all of it would have landed just in Wakanda.
It is only fair that Wakanda helps to resolve our dilemma.
You do not sneak into my country and tell me what is fair.
I would hate to come back under different circumstances.
So, okay, so he blames T'Challa opening up Wakanda to the rest of the world. Like, he thinks that led to all these other countries invading his lands. And so he believes the Wakandans owe it to his nation. I think I have that right.
Sure. How did he do that?
He's hella strong.
This fishman would be bound before us as we
If
speak.
your muscle brains were present, they would still be there, choking on their fuzzy
The sass.
You bald-headed demon.
You bald-headed demon. I don't know if I feel right about offering up a
Is it just me, or
random
does this
scientist.
keep getting uglier?
It's you.
It doesn't look that cool.
So, when are we leaving so I can see my favorite colonizer?
Oh. Martin Freeman? Yes, my boy. Dang, look at their outfits.
Now, why would I have your number?
You have his number, come on.
The U.S. needs another machine, and this kid is the only person in the world who knows how to build one. So they're coming
Kid?
for her.
Is it Riri Williams? Must be. She's got a dope backpack. Is that a Naruto backpack?
Hey.
You forgot to Venmo me.
I slipped my mind. It's 800, right?
800 was yesterday's price. It's a band today.
Ooh. Dang, she hustles.
It's a student, Mother. We can't give her to Nemo.
Bring this student.
She's a kid. I'm a college kid, but she's a kid. Aren't they making... There's an Ironheart series coming out?
Yo, Riri Williams?
It clearly says don't knock.
I'm here by the vibranium detector that you built for the CIA.
Nah, I ain't building no detector for no CIA. I made that for my metallurgy class.
A school project?
Yeah.
It was a casual thing for her.
Gather your things and come with me. Right now.
I got differential equations class in like 15 minutes.
You haven't left yet? How long does it take to get to class? Girl, you're gonna be late. You gotta leave for class like 25 minutes early if you want to get a good spot.
I'm just going.
Ooh! Put a spear in here.
Who brought a spear in here?
I like it. You hurt yourself. Come on.
It's all right, princess.
That's like a...
Small gap. You need to be conscious of the way that you look. Walking around here with that ash on your head.
Oh, it's
What?
funny.
No.
I can't even tell. I would be rightfully confused. I'd be like, what is going on?
I had to build a functional quantum computer just to crack my own encryption.
Quantum?
What is it you're building here? Is it static?
I said don't touch anything.
Princess, American law enforcement has arrived at your location.
Does this vehicle work?
Probably. Oh, that's a lie.
What a hunk of junk.
Hey.
What? That's a nice car. Yeah, that's her Ironheart suit.
Oh shit, she got an Iron Man suit! Pull back! Stay where you are!
That's a nice suit. God damn.
Remote piloting activated.
Ha. She wants that bike. This sounds like Fat from Toby Wingway. Who? Yeah, this is Toby.
Princess, there is a surveillance drone locked onto you.
How high?
30,000 feet.
Pretty high.
Oxygen, 0%.
That's good. It's gonna land on them though.
Are you okay? Yeah.
I kind of like her suit.
Hey, no
A lot
worry.
more
I got a special delivery for y'all in 3, 2,
low tech.
1.
Kill some cops. You might have just murdered someone. Ooh. Oh, the Atlanteans. Or the Talokans or whatever they're called. Oh, cool car though. Riding on a whale. Just murdering cops. Okoye is not to be messed with. Oof. You know that has to sting. It has to sting in the hands every time that thing vibrates. It's like hitting a ball off the end of your bat when you're playing baseball. Ooh, nut shot. Oh, that would hurt so bad. That would kill. She says, "You ain't worthy of mine." Oh, she just pop her shoulder back in place. Oh, damn, that's like a water bomb. That's not good.
You're looking good.
Oh,
He's been running.
You put that home gym in?
yeah, last year.
Maybe I'll drop by sometime and jump on your Peloton.
Is that a euphemism?
It's got an MIT sticker on it. I want that transferred to the NSA immediately. Can you give me a ride back to Langley?
Whoa, it's an 8-hour drive.
That's...
We can talk
Why
about
would you...
kids. Actually, wouldn't mind
I would take a plane.
apologizing to you for a couple of things I said during our marriage.
You were married?
You will be stripped of your rank
Oh.
as general of Wakanda's armies and your status as Dora Milaje.
Why?
I have given everything. Let me die, saving my country and that throne. Yakin Lama. Allow me to make this right. Make it right.
It's not like her fault, though.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything?
That's not Okoye's fault, though.
I am done.
I get it to a small extent, but I feel like this is overkill. I don't like this decision. I think she overcorrected. Okoye is the most capable one you have. Don't fire her just because something didn't go the right way.
Lila.
Hey, Nakia! Runs a school in Haiti? Where were you? Earlier in the film.
Shore has been taken.
What?
You have infiltrated many nations before. I was a different person then.
You still have the skills, though.
Black Panther is gone.
So y'all stop having Black Panthers when I get kidnapped?
That is some super villain shit right there. That's in every movie.
Facts, yeah.
Belle from Beauty and the Beast, that white chick from Indiana Jones.
He's got like his own little hut.
Princess.
Hey, buddy. 1571.
My mother and her village were driven from their farms by Spanish conquistadors who brought smallpox.
Oh, that's not good.
Jack gave our shaman a vision. A way to save his people.
What was the solution? Oh, it's like the heart-shaped herb, but the water version.
My mother was pregnant with me at the time.
Oh.
They all fell sick. And their lives, their existence there, ended.
They just died? Oh. They're blue. And then he was born. Our little winged god.
It was a mutant.
Yeah.
I could swim in the sky and age slower.
Second time mutant has been
our
used.
ancestors breathe.
So he can do both.
She made me promise to bury her in the soil of her homeland. Nothing could prepare me for what I found there.
Oh, yeah. Damn. You're a demon.
Spanish man of faith cursed me as he died by my hand. He called me
Un niño sin amor.
Thou art the child without love.
The child without love.
Namor.
I took my name from there. Namor. Because I have no love for the surface world.
Did you not have a name before that?
I'd love to see your nation.
Well, you can go down there in that. Hypothermia will grieve you almost instantaneously.
It's cold ass water.
And the pressure of the ocean will break every bone in your body.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, you can wear a suit. We have some of them. Come on.
Or you can wear a suit. It's like in Finding Nemo. Where's the turtle? Dude. Oh, righteous, dude. Wow. Talocan, capital city. Hey, that's the road to El Dorado. Does everyone do that? Is that the Talocan version of the Wakandan salute?
It's beautiful.
In the depths of the ocean, I brought the sun to my people.
Dang.
I know you wished me to spare the life of the scientist, but now you see what I have to protect.
I still don't think killing the scientist is the right thing. Like, she's an innocent person. She didn't mean to bring the CIA to your doorstep.
Please take this as a token of our gratitude.
Your mom's jewelry? That's a big step there, brother. You gonna take her out to dinner first?
I need to know if Wakanda is an ally or an enemy. There is no in between.
I mean, they're an ally, but...
So you plan to wage war on the entire world? And you want Wakanda to help you? That's madness.
Yeah. Madness. This is Talocan.
We can protect each other by striking them first.
Don't strike. Striking first is never the route you want to go.
And if Wakanda does not accept, what then?
The scientists will die. And Wakanda will be the first nation to fall. I heard you that night with your mother at the river. You said you wanted to burn the world.
Yeah, but that was metaphor. That was hyperbole and metaphor, brother. She didn't actually mean she wants to burn the world down. I'm pretty sure she would rather peace happen.
Return my daughter and the scientist, or I will inform them of your existence.
That is a dangerous proposition.
If you tell the Americans about us, I will kill the princess. I will come to Wakanda, and I will kill you.
That is a... Namor is a really good villain in this movie. Even though he's not really like a villain. He's like an anti-hero, kinda. But he's being kind of villainous right now.
Hey!
Oh, I mean, she did shoot her because she was gonna kill the princess. Yeah, facts. She literally yelled, "Kill the princess." They were about to kill you, so that's war in itself, so. Yeah, he looks so cool. Wow, that's your throne? Dang. They are upsetty spaghetti, to say the least. Honestly, I feel the same way about the Talokans and Namor as I did about Killmonger in the first one. Like, the thought process behind what they're saying isn't like bad or wrong. It's just like the solution they're choosing is not good.
He was king and Black Panther to everyone, but to me,
yeah, he was more.
he was everything.
That's fair. Why the background filling with water? Ooh, they're already here. These water barrier, or the sonic barrier river patrol, they forgot that these people can swim. And they just didn't think about patrolling underwater. Jesus. On a killer whale. Of course you bring the killer whale to war. Jesus. Oh, I thought they just died. I was like, damn. Just dropped a thermal detonator on them. Oh, and his little booty short swim trunks. I heard they digitally reduced his bulge in this movie, which is honestly hilarious. Ooh. Oh. Dude just caved his chest in. How are you alive? Okay, what a badass, honestly. He's not just flying, he's like jumping through the air. It's like there's trampolines in the air that he can leap off of. Jesus. Yeah, if it wasn't for him, though, I think Wakanda wins against Talokan. He is very good. Ooh. Damn, she didn't even flinch. Oh, snap. That's a lot of those. Oh.
Okay, move now!
That's a lot of water. Oh, no. Grab those pegs and pull up. Oh, no.
In 1 week's time, I will return with my entire army, and you will join us against the surface world, or I will wash Wakanda from the face of the earth.
Oh, jeez.
You are queen now.
No way. Hey, keep going. Don't give up. Sometimes when people have water in their lungs, people be doing CPR for like hours. And they can make it out. Don't stop. Keep going. You want to keep doing CPR for as long as humanly possible.
Which way is your heart leaning?
I just buried the last person who truly knew me. My heart was buried with her.
She's gonna be out for blood now.
Creo? Let's start by running a comparative analysis between our attempts at creating a synthetic heart-shaped herb and the fibers from this bracelet.
Oh.
Yes, Princess.
Yeah, use their magic plant to supplement yours.
And I need saving, 'cause you moved mountains.
He's breathing air and getting oxygen from the water on his skin. If we could find a way to dry his ass out, he won't be as strong.
Yo, that's
it. Put him in a microwave.
What is this contraption's name, anyway?
The Midnight Angel.
The Midnight Angel?
Rio,
It worked.
what's the confidence rate?
98.7%, Princess.
Yo. Just 3D print a plant. It's wild.
Quincy Keel!
Allow this heart-shaped herb to give you the strength of the Black Panther.
The Black Panther. Oh, who's she gonna... Oh.
Ramonda.
She gonna see her mom? She underwater? Oh, snap. Hey, cousin.
Little cousin.
How?
What's up, Michael? She wants revenge.
See? We're more alike than you think.
Damn.
He burnt the herb, left us with no protector. The Nemo struck and killed my mother. Their blood is on your hands.
Your father? He was a hypocrite. He would've
Yeah,
killed that
a
girl.
little bit. He would have.
T'Challa was too noble. Are you gonna be noble like your brother? Or take care of business? Like me.
Okay.
She has anger and hate in her heart. I think she's gonna be more like Killmonger. I think it worked.
Can I get some of that too?
Yeah, give her some. Spread the love. I know, like, you want to be all symbolic and stuff about having a singular protector, but you could straight up beef up your entire kingdom with that. Okay, that's good. I was like, oh no, he's back already. That was cold. That was a cold entrance. Baku. You son of a bitch.
She has done it. The Black Panther lives!
Bata. Oh, I love the moment, but I can't help but know she's gonna do bad things.
Assuming we can't kill this man, who can fly and is potentially as strong as the Hulk.
Yeah, he's a
Is
beefy
murdering
boy.
him the right solution?
That's fact.
Soldiers did not call him general or king. They called him
Kukulkan. Khan.
What is that?
The feather serpent god. Yeah, killing him is not just a regular. You're not just killing a general or a ruler of another place, but they like consider him to be God. That's the entire nation will never stop hunting you type act.
What are you afraid of?
War. If Namor is indeed a god to his people, killing him will risk eternal war.
Yeah, facts. Ramona was great, but are you willing to, if you're going to war, like endless war, you have to consider how many of your civilians are going to be dying.
We leave in the morning.
Yeah, she's letting her need for revenge cloud her judgment right now. Like, I think at this point she's willing to sacrifice anybody for revenge. Ooh. Oh, bet. Bombay. Okay.
For the Queen.
She's like a Power Ranger. I don't know if I like the look of that suit, but hopefully they changed that look. Oh. Yes, I love their theme. Dang.
Hey, Mr. Grill!
Why is she 1v1ing Namor? I mean, she looks pretty quick, but I don't know if she can take out Namor.
Got you.
Stand corrected.
Princess.
No! I am the Black Panther!
Technically, I think she's queen now. They put him in a microwave.
I need a glass of water.
Or the oven. Oh, that is a couple bombs. Like at least 6. There's at least like 6 to 10 bombs right there.
The ship could explode at any second.
Get us to the desert.
Yeah, he's pretty strong still. Oh, snap. Okay, I don't like the way those look. Honestly, I think the design of those Midnight Angel things kind of sucks. Not to trash on it too much, but I think so far the only things I don't like about this movie are Riri's new look and the Midnight Angel. God damn. Power bomb. Ooh. She cut your wings, boy. God damn. My man's is going hard. She's a little bit of an acrobat. Ooh. 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 Brother, he just like impaled her.
Are you gonna be noble like your brother? Or take care of business like me?
I'm not my brother. Namor will beg me for mercy as I stand and watch as he dies.
Yeah. I knew she was going for vengeance. Why was there no blood on that? I feel like there should have been blood on that. Imperious Rex.
Wakanda forever!
Oh. Just turned him into Talocan barbecue. Dang, we're reversing time. Yeah, think of the actual people that will die if you do this.
Shuri?
Oh, now she comes to her.
Vengeance has consumed us.
I am done
We
letting
cannot
it
let
consume
our
me.
people.
Dang. It's like exactly what T'Challa says to Zemo. Okay. Temporary peace. That looks so bad. Oh, bet. All right. Replant some of this herb.
Your suit. It's a great design, but can't let you leave with it. So
Okay, good. I was like, is that her new suit design is ass. So I'm glad that she doesn't get to keep it. Ooh, that car though is clean. Oh yeah, she's got to take her place as a ruler. They have to go through this official ceremony where they all like decline to challenge her. That is not Princess Shuri.
The Black Panther sends her regards, but she will not be joining us today. I, M'Baku.
M'Baku.
Wish to challenge for the throne.
Oh, bet. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And they'll ask you for help. That's fair. That's a fair observation. You think you're gonna move it? Okay. Hey! Power Ranger armor?
Ah, a colonizer in chains.
Colonizer.
Now I have seen everything.
That's ironic. Oh, she's doing the ritual. She finally gets to mourn and process it. God, the use of silence in this scene is really good. And the wind blows. Is that the movie? Oh. The wind blows and she feels her lost ones. Oh. This is a good movie. This was a really good movie. Oh, I swear to God, if that's his son.
Shuri?
Oh, don't make me cry again.
This is my son, Toussaint.
Don't hit me with that. That's T'Challa's son.
Did my mother meet him?
She did.
Oh, that's probably what she wanted to tell her. At the fire.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Toussaint is a beautiful name.
Kid's like a spitting image of his
Great
father.
history.
Thanks. Yours is cool too.
What? This is the cutest kid alive. Oh, he looks just like Chadwick.
Toussaint is my Haitian name. My name is Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Dedicated to Chadwick Boseman. Ooh. Oh man. God dang, dude. Held it together until the very end. Frick. Oh man. Sorry. I'm trying to think of my thoughts at the moment. I really enjoyed the last 3 minutes of that film quite a bit. I enjoyed the film overall. I think I actually enjoy this film better than the first one. I mean, there were elements of it that weren't my favorite, but I think you know, maybe it's recency bias, you know, having literally just finished it, but I think as of this moment, you know, 36 seconds post watching the movie, I think I can say I enjoyed this film better than the first one, and I think a lot of that comes down to I really didn't like the third act of the first film. Like, the whole thing is just like some of the worst CGI you've ever seen. and I didn't like how that final fight went. You know, the post fight of the first one I enjoyed, but like, you know, when he's telling him to bury him with his ancestors, that was emotional and tough, but I think I enjoyed this film more overall than the first one. And it made me emotional, just like before this movie came out, and like I assume the reception to it was pretty good. I made sure to like mute Wakanda Forever and all those keywords on Twitter, so I didn't hear anything about it. But I think the reception of this movie was probably fairly positive, from what I can tell. I mean, I didn't see anyone hating on it, so you know, that's a positive reception. But I know going into the making of this film, a big conversation was, do they recast T'Challa, you know, have someone else play T'Challa, because in the comics, the character of T'Challa, not just the Black Panther, but the character of T'Challa has a long storied history, and there's so many other stories to tell following that character. So that was one of the options, is we recast him. Another option is, make Shuri Black Panther, make M'Baku Black Panther. I even heard people say, revive Killmonger and make him the Black Panther. I heard everything. But I feel like the biggest question was, do they recast T'Challa, or do they keep going? And the end of that film, weirdly, I think is like the perfect compromise. They leave the spot with Shuri as the Black Panther right now. So like, for the time being, the Black Panther can continue, and cool Black Panther stories can continue. And then when the time comes, you can literally have his son T'Challa take up the role, and then the stories of T'Challa can continue. So it's just, I really enjoyed that part, the end of that, with his legacy, his son continuing on. Like, so T'Challa is not really gone, and at least in universe, T'Challa is not really gone. Like, he carries on, and to a certain tangential effect, Chadwick Boseman's not really gone. People say, as long as you have a memory of someone, as long as the last person alive that has a memory of you or knew you is still there, then you are not truly gone. And even at the beginning of the film, her mother is saying, I felt him on the wind, through the breeze. And then at the end of the movie, she's mourning. She's finally processing her brother's death, and probably partly her mother's death as well. And then, excellent use of silence in that scene. But then the only really like sound you hear before it cuts is the sound of the wind and the breeze. So it's signifying that in that moment, she found them, and they were still there for her. And it shows that they continue on, and you can think similar things about the actual real life person of Chadwick Boseman when you watch Black Panther 1 or Black Panther 2 or 42 or some of the other films that he's starred in, or you watch interviews of him, or you listen to his friends and his family talk about him, and you can feel that he's never truly gone. And if you're a person of faith, I don't know if off the top of my head if Chadwick Boseman was a person of faith. I thought I read somewhere that he was, but if you were a person of faith, you can have the assurance that someday you'll see him again. You're not going to be like, he might not know who you are, but there's that as well. I know Letitia Wright is a individual of faith. At least she's publicly expressed her faith. And so just like the lasting message of this movie is like, we're moving forward, but he is not gone, and we will carry him with us, whether that be through our memories or through a literal legacy of him. It was really good. They're really, really good. But let's talk about the majority of the film. What happened in the larger context of most of this conflict. So we obviously start the film with Shuri failing to save her brother, and then we have the funeral. We kind of figured, they might have to address that like right off the bat with the film. They don't give a too in-depth explanation of how the character dies. They just unknown sickness, and I don't think they need to elaborate on that. I think that was tasteful enough to have that sad moment right off the bat, and then get into the main conflict of the movie. And generally, the main conflict is, all these nations, right? They see the Black Panther is gone, and they think Wakanda is weak, and they think they can take advantage of that to get vibranium, because obviously vibranium is the most valuable metal in this universe, right? Because I don't think they've established adamantium yet. I think adamantium is technically better, but or did they? No, yeah. They haven't established adamantium yet. That's what Wolverine has. But, you know, the metal doesn't go off through metal detectors. You know, it's essentially the strongest metal in the Marvel Universe other than adamantium. So it makes sense that the entire world wants it. And they're trying to find ways to get it. And that's like the big driving force of this conflict, right? Is now that T'Challa is gone and there's no one to protect technically anymore. These nations are moving in. France is moving in. Odin from God of War Ragnarok, Asgard is moving in, and they're trying to get vibranium by any means, whether that be steal it from Wakanda or look for it elsewhere, and that is what kicks off this whole conflict. Right? Is the United States? Weirdly, the United States chose the good route, which is, you know, for most of this movie, the United States is not the villain, so that's good. But, you know, where France was just like, you know what, let's just steal it from Wakandans, the U.S. was like, hey, let's, like, maybe look in the ocean. Maybe some extra fell. And, like, that makes so much sense, is like, if a meteor fell to Earth, a meteor of vibranium fell to Earth, it makes absolutely no sense at all that all of it would fall exclusively in Wakanda. You know, the biggest chunk might have fell in Wakanda, but like things break up as they enter our atmosphere. And so unless you're trying to suggest that the inherent properties that make vibranium so good, like its strength and density, would have kept it from falling apart in the atmosphere, you would have had to guess that pieces of it would have come off and fallen in the ocean, would have fallen in other parts of Africa. like there's no way in the world Wakanda's the only spot that has vibranium. And so the United States is like, yeah, let's look in the ocean. Like, they have no reason to expect that anyone's down there, right? Riri Williams, you know, essentially built this machine for fun, and is like, yo, this was a midterm project for her. She's really smart. And the United States is like, hey, we found some vibranium in the bottom of the ocean. Seems like the nicest possible way of getting it, right? Like, Ramona is like, hey, if you can find it, good luck. Like, more power to you. Because she's supremely confident that Wakanda is the only spot that has it. And she doesn't realize that the other spots have it. And you know, the fact that other spots do have it completely upends their whole belief system, if we're being honest. But, like, at least for part of the film, the United States is not the worst. Yeah. But no, the Talokans are down there and they are not happy. They're like, hey, get the piss out of the ocean. You're not welcome here. And, you know, they consider vibranium, at least the vibranium that's in the water, to be their resource. And so they just kill them. Surprising that Lake Bell was just murked at the beginning of the movie, because she's like a decently, I mean, she's not like a megastar actor, but she's a recognizable name. So it's kind of interesting they brought her in for like 5 minutes and then just murked her. And Namor blames T'Challa and Wakanda for this happening, right? And so when Shuri and her mom are like talking about the idea of processing their grief for T'Challa, Namor comes up and he's like, yo, I blame you guys for the things that are happening in my nation. Because, right, you know, T'Challa opened up Wakanda to the rest of the world, allowed them to know about them, about vibranium, all this stuff, and it kick-started the process that eventually leads people to try and find vibranium in the ocean. You know, maybe 150 years later, you know, if Wakanda had never revealed itself, maybe people would have found the vibranium anyway, and the Talokan's existence would have been known to the world. Maybe. You can't really guess that, though. And so he blames them. He's like, this is your fault. He's like, so, you're gonna bring me that scientist, and we're gonna kill her so that no one else can figure this stuff out. You know, you could rightfully probably assume that eventually as technology gets better and better, someone else would have built this type of machine to find vibranium, especially if the United States has the plans. Like, once they got access to the machine, I assume someone would figure it out. Like, it's not like Riri Williams is the only person alive that knows how to make this machine, because once the CIA got it, it's not like they just like were like, oh, this is a mystery, but we're gonna use it. Like, some smart CIA person was probably like, let me look at all the plans. I can recreate this if I need to. So Namor's, you know, bring me the scientist or else doesn't hold a ton of weight, right? Like, it's obviously the wrong decision, because, you know, killing this one scientist, this one innocent girl, is not going to solve the issues at hand. And so I, right from the get-go, I'm like, I understand where he's coming from, but he's wrong. I very much felt the same way about Namor and his people in this movie as I did about Killmonger in the last movie, where the things they're saying and the thought process behind them, and their reasoning for doing this is not inherently wrong. Like, to a certain extent, they're right. like Talokan has a right to defend themselves. They have a right to protect their lands, and he's not wrong in saying that eventually the surface world will come for these resources. That's just the way people are. People are greedy. Eventually someone will try and take that. So he's not wrong in that sense, but him bringing forth that ultimatum of, you bring me the scientist or I will essentially kill you and attack Wakanda, like, that's not good. And then him switching and taking it even further, being like, okay, now it's no longer just about the scientist. Now it's like, you're gonna help us wipe out the surface world. So then there's just 2 countries left, Talokan and Wakanda. You're gonna help us do that, or we're gonna wipe you out first and then wipe the rest of them out. It's like, you know, Namor in the comics is very much anti-hero. You know, he's been a villain at times. He's been a good guy at times. Like, he's just kind of a multi-layered character, but he's always kind of a dick in the comics. So the fact that he's like hyper aggressive is not completely out of character, right? Makes sense. I think if people were to say that he is not a villain in this movie, yeah, I mean, you could say that. He's not necessarily a villain, but he's definitely the antagonist of this film. And to be honest, even though Namor himself is generally probably going to become a fixture of the MCU and a protagonistic character that will follow, in this movie he's got some pretty antagonistic ideas. Like, he's got some villainous ideas of, like, we're gonna wipe everybody out. Like, first strike warfare is never the answer. It's very much what Killmonger wanted to do last movie, where he's like, we're gonna take everything we got and we're gonna go kill everybody else, because eventually they might and probably will attack us. And so he's hyper aggressive in protecting his people. And it's a very interesting contrast with Shuri for most of the film. Like, she's unable to process her grief, and she's just kind of angry the whole movie. And once her mother dies, it goes from just being angry and unable to process her grief to being filled with hate and revenge. And she wants nothing more than to kill him. And she doesn't care about anything else, right? Like, it gets to the point where, Shuri is essentially willing to risk eternal war with Talokan. She's not thinking about how many of her own people will die in this eternal war, or how many of anyone else will die, whether that be Surface World or Talokans or anybody. Like, she's not thinking about that. And for a decent portion of this movie, she probably doesn't care, right? She's just filled with hate and revenge. And so those two dichotomies of those characters is very interesting, playing off each other, because when they interact, they're very much like, chill with each other. And for a little bit, she's like, we can be peaceful about this. Like, let's not go to war. But then once her mom dies, she's all about revenge. She's kind of like Ellie from The Last of Us, where she's just like, my parental figure is dead. I'm going to murder the person that killed them, and nothing's going to stop me. So, yeah, I think the conflict between the two nations was fun to see. Like, the Talokans, the way they fight against Okoye on the bridge was cool. I think the resolution of their conflict happened a little quickly. It would have been cool to have a little more seeds planted of that possible resolution throughout the film, but I'm glad that it was resolved the way it did. That was, because obviously revenge is not the answer. Think of your people, think of how many of your citizens will die. What do you care about more? It was very interesting, Shuri seeing Killmonger in the after beyond, what is it called, ancestral plane, because in that moment, you're expecting her to see the Queen Ramonda, but her heart is filled with hate, the same way Killmonger's was. And even when you see him in the ancestral plane, he's all alone. Like, it's a stark difference to when T'Challa went there and all the ancestors were there in their panther form. But in this one, he's all alone. And it's also a very interesting way to move around the idea of possibly seeing T'Challa. I'm sure if they had her go and see all the rest of the people that were dead, people would probably ask questions, but like, why is she not seeing T'Challa here? But when you imbue her with that hatred and that desire for revenge, it makes complete sense that she sees Killmonger there. Because that would be the person she most connects with in that moment. So it was really cool seeing him. But yeah, from those moments, you're like, you're watching it like, this is not the answer, Shuri. Like, you need to find it in your heart to forgive and to move on and look for something better. And it was really nice. I think generally, like, that was like the biggest conflict in the movie. Weirdly, like, the protagonist is Shuri and her heart, and the big fight and the antagonist almost of this film is revenge and a heart posture of hatred. And so, like, the big fight and resolution, even though like, I would say almost the secondary big fight is versus the Talokans, but the biggest fight is within Shuri's heart. And if she can move on and grieve and process her loss. But so, like, the secondary biggest fight is with the Talokans, and I like that. And even though it ended somewhat quickly and fairly easily, I think it's not 100% done, right? Like he says at the end, he's like, the surface world will come for that vibranium, and when they do, Wakanda will ask us for help. They will have no choice because they don't have allies, and technically, that's not 100% wrong. I mean, I don't think Wakanda straight up has any allies left. Like, they're just kind of on their own. I mean, they have the Avengers. I'm sure if Shuri called the Avengers, they would show up. And I'm sure some of these Avengers have some sway within different governments that they could be like, hey, everyone chill the F out. You know, maybe that would help. But, yeah, I think that's one of the only downsides is I think the resolution between those two nations fighting ended just a little quickly and a little too easily. But it's whatever. I still really, really enjoyed the film. Two things I didn't like, though, is mainly just two costume designs. And, you know, I don't want to harp on that too much, but the design for Ironheart, Riri Williams, her first design when it's just out of that garage, I thought that was pretty cool. You know, she's literally she's a mega genius, but she's still a college student that like built her own armor. But the armor that she builds in Wakanda looked like ass, dude. That looked so bad. I hate that design with a passion. So I'm glad that they're like, yeah, you can't keep that. Because now in her own show, hopefully she builds an actual thing. And I don't, this is just me, but I hope they slightly go back to like, not like completely practical suits or anything, but like make the suits look somewhat real. Like it's so easy now to tell when one of these suits is CGI. Because it like just doesn't fit within, like when you're surrounded by other things that have actual texture and like light is actually reflecting off these things, and then you see the CGI Ironheart suit next to it, it's like, okay, that's clearly not real. You know, Iron Man 1, the suit was still CGI, but they made a really good, like they did a really good job of making it look like it was actually functionally there, right? That and the, so I didn't like the design of that. She looked like a friggin' Power Ranger, and it looked really bad. And then the other design is the Midnight Angel suit for Okoye and Annika. That looked like absolute balls as well. Like those two designs look so bad. And part of it maybe is like I really love the way the Dora Milaje look. Like early on, even when they're fighting against those French guys, there's a shot of one of them and she's in her like red suit and it's got like the metal shoulder guards, and it looks so good. Like the Dora Milaje looked dope as hell. And then to have her be in this like, again, like Power Ranger, it looked like Egyptian Power Ranger armor, if that makes sense. It just looked so bad. Like I generally really like the designs for pretty much everything else. I'm not the biggest fan of Shuri's Black Panther design, mainly like the dots on her face. I like the design from Civil War. The Black Panther design from Civil War is goated. It looks so unbelievably good. And so, like, not the biggest fan of Shuri's design in this one either, but the fact that like the Midnight Angel armor and Shuri's Riri Williams' new suit just looked horrendous. Like it took me a couple moments. It took me out of where I was like, dude, those just, like, I wanted to be fully invested in that final fight in the water, but I had moments where I was like, that just looks so bad. Like it just looks so bad. The more I think about it, it feels very similar to the end of Black Panther 1, where like they got the two people fighting, and then there's like an army fighting, and in both moments I didn't really care about the army at all. You know, I was not invested in the water portion when they're fighting. I was invested in Shuri versus Namor. That was good and emotionally significant, but you know, the horrible armor designs kind of took me out of the fight on the ship, which is unfortunate. And it's so weird because like I love the designs of pretty much everybody else. You know, especially M'Baku. I think M'Baku is my favorite design, that like almost like wood chest piece that he had that Namor freaking caved in. I really enjoy his design. I think he looks awesome. It's just some of these other designs were not prime. I really enjoyed Riri Williams. I thought she was super fun and like genuine, if that makes sense. Like she seemed like a real person in some of these scenes. Like the way she's responding and the dialogue choices for her, like it just seemed like she was like a real actual person in some of these scenes where she's like, hell no, like dude, I'm not doing this. Get me the hell out of this situation. Like very much like a regular, she's like the everyman of that scene. You know, I enjoyed her. I think she was very much sidelined in the second half of that film, especially once they put her in the suit. It's becoming a pet peeve of mine how they've started to put every single person in these CGI suits with the CGI helmets that just, you know, dematerialize or materialize on their head. It's just kind of annoying. And then they show like the shot of the HUD, like just their face. I mean, it was cool when it was Iron Man they were doing that with. Now they're doing that with so many different characters. It's getting annoying. But yeah, I think she was kind of sidelined in the second half of that film. That's okay though. You know, she's not meant to be like as prominent of a character as Shuri or Namor or Okoye or Queen Ramonda. Angela Bassett crushed it. She did such a good job in this film. I think she was nominated for like Best Supporting Actress in this film. I thought she did excellent. I think the actress who plays Okoye, she did really good. Denai Guerrera, she did really, really good. Shuri, you know, Letitia Wright, she was excellent. Such a stark contrast to her other appearances in the MCU. You know, before the passing of T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman, she's very much this lighthearted, jokey character, and then now she's like, let me just flex my acting chops on you real quick. Like, really dramatic, really engaged, like, complete 180 as a character. She did really, really good. You know, the guy who plays Namor, off the top of my head, I don't know his name. He was really good. One fun fact that I did know going into this movie is he didn't know how to swim. I don't even know if he knows how to swim now, but he either had to learn how to swim for this movie or he just never learned. But I guess he got to set and he was like one of the only people that didn't know how to swim. Denai Guerrera, she was on like a college swim team. Like she was like the one that's teaching everyone how to do all this stuff. So that's fun. Lupita Nyong'o, she did great as Nakia. Really, really excellent. And the freaking kid, that kid at the end is like a clone. He's like a clone of Chadwick Boseman, and he crushes it. That kid had 8 lines, and he is the most endearing kid I've ever seen in my life. Like, that's so good. The sound design in this movie is superb as always. You know, every time you hear the Dora Milaje soundtrack kick in, I'm just like, I'm hyped. I'm like, yes, just like whoop whoop whoop, like fantastic. You know, part of that sound design includes all these chants that the different characters are doing at various times. Love that. The soundtrack is really good. The soundtrack was great for the first one, but also really good for this one. There's a Toby Nwigwe, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Rapper. He's really, really good. He has a song on this soundtrack, and I think it was playing when they were in the Boston chase sequence. Him and his wife Fat. I listen to them all the time. That was really good. The action sequences were generally pretty dope. Especially the hand-to-hand sequences. I really enjoyed those. So yeah, all in all, I thought this movie was excellent. I thought it was really, really good. Even with my complaints that I've spent the last however many minutes talking about, I still think I enjoy it more than the first one. I think I would give the first Black Panther an 8 out of 10. I thought it was a solid film, not my favorite. I don't even think it's in my top 10 of the MCU films. My number one MCU film is still Winter Soldier. Civil War's up there, Endgame, Infinity War, those are up there. I don't even know. I mean, Black Panther 1's definitely not my top 5. Might not be in my top 10. I don't know. This one, though, I think I would give this one at least a 9 out of 10. If the first one got an 8, I think I'd give this one an 8.5 or a 9. I thought it was pretty solid. Really, really enjoyed it. And emotionally, it was really, really good. I held it together for most of the film. For most of the film, they didn't hit you too much in the feels. But then right at the end, boy, hit me like a truck. That was really, really good. So I'm gonna use that as the thumbnail. Oh no, but yeah, I held it together for most of the movie. So it was an emotional film for sure, but I'm proud of myself for not crying as much as I thought I would. In the future, I'm looking forward to seeing more of Namor. I'm really curious, how they're going to incorporate him into the rest of the MCU, because I know a little bit about him in the comics. He's kind of a dick in the comics, like I said, and he low-key gets Sue Storm to cheat on Reed Richards with him, but I'm just very curious to see the dynamics that he brings forth. Even though he was kind of an antagonist in this film, though, I'm also really excited about the fact that a lot of Latino and Hispanic and Mesoamerican, brown people and kids and stuff can see him in this film and say, we have a spot in this too. We had the moment of representation in Black Panther 1 for people who are black and people of African descent, and that was really cool. But I think it's also just as cool that a new demographic of people can see themselves represented on the biggest screens possible, and can feel as though they can do this and their dreams are not invalid. So I think that's dope, and the fact that he's going to continue to be a huge part of the MCU is also dope. And I hope when people of Latin descent saw this movie in the theaters that they felt represented. So that's really cool. I really enjoy that. What's the next MCU movie that's coming out? I think it's is it Ant-Man? I think it comes out later this month, I think, on like the 17th or something like that. So I wonder, that's like the kickstart of Phase 5, right? That's the first film in Phase 5, because I think Wakanda Forever was the final film of Phase 4. So Ant-Man Phase 5, baby, gonna be fighting Kang. That's gonna be a big film. That's gonna be a hefty film. And then we got, what shows are coming next? We got Secret Invasion coming up, and I think that one's all about the Skrulls attacking. And then there's I feel like there's more stuff. Guardians 3 that's coming eventually. So lots of cool big stuff coming for the MCU, and I'm very excited to see it. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I gotta say. Again, really enjoyed this movie. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts of the film down in the comments below. What did you think? Did you like it as much or better than the first one? What did you think about all the things I talked about? If you disagreed with me, that's fine. But hopefully you guys liked this movie. I thought it was really good. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. That means a ton to me and it helps my channel grow a lot. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload, especially if you want to see me react to more Marvel content or more superhero content in general. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. Again, sometimes I post these reactions ever so slightly early on Patreon. So if you're interested in seeing those slightly early, consider checking it out. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.